and welcome to the podcast, So Casted. I am your host, Tara Lockett. Today we are going to talk about Earth Angels New Beginning. And this is my love bug number 6. And we have gotten to the Earth Angel love bug today, which is Earth Angels New Beginning. Now, the Earth Angels New Beginning is Mr. and Mrs. Benzel. I don't know if you can see that. There's a glare from the light. But Mr. and Mrs. Benzel, Mom and Dad Benzel. How much I love them and how much I truly appreciate them. I gave them the Earth Angel love bug in this process because that's exactly who they've been in my life. Although we don't have Mr. Benzel with us anymore. He passed a few years back. And but Mom is still kicking and alive and very wise and well. And I constantly thank her for being a part of my life, because the wisdom dot that I'm going to share with you today is something that she shared with me. They both share with me in my process of that teen life and not having, certain things as a teenager. And so they get the love bug Earth Angel. And the making of 13, my love bugs, is the 13th episode in the first season. And with that, I'm sharing 7 major things that took place in my life. Basically 7 people who came into my life, and it made a big difference, because through the process of healing, sometimes you have to go back and see who really did play a role in your life in the process of getting where you're at, whereas opposed to you could be somewhere else down the road. And so Earth Angel New Beginning was given to Mom and Dad Benzel, and they are my love bug number 6. But the topic today is Earth Angels New Beginning, and in that aspect, when I say Earth Angels, keep in mind that we're talking about those people around us who deposit the good, positive things in such a negative environment and a negative life. Most of the time, people take advantage of people on that level and feel that that's a weakness, so they want to trample on that. Whereas opposed to someone like myself, I took the opportunity to be thankful for the people that was sent in my life and the people who helped make who I am today. Well, that's why it's called the making of 13. And so, but tagging along at the end of season 2, what I decided to do was kind of break them down a little bit and just kind of, give a little bit more insight on what I wanted to talk about in regards to my love bugs, because these are volume 1. And we're going to get into volume 2, which are other people who affect our lives and the impact that they made in our lives. So it's not just 7, but these are my first 7 who have made a change and a difference in my life. And today we are talking about Earth Angels New Beginning. Now, I do want to remind you, the website is www.socasted.com, and on that website, you can find the first season podcast, audio only, and then the second season, you can catch up with today's podcast. So if you can't get it on YouTube's podcast is the podcasts that are on there, but if you can't get it on YouTube, make sure you go to the website and check it out. Now let's get into our wisdom dot of the day, also known as quotes by the great late Lao Tzu. He is a 5th century ancient BC Chinese philosopher, and he states this. Now remember, this is a BC ancient Chinese philosopher who states, "Health is the greatest possession. Content is the greatest treasure. Confidence is the greatest friend. And non-being is the greatest joy." So there are 4 things that we understand that are the greatest of our health. When we think about life and we think about, as we've talked about our love bugs, so far we're on number 6. So we have value, we have foundation, we have new beginning, which is a new beginning for ourselves. Then we have hope. Then there's ethics, which we talked about. And then we get to the Earth Angels New Beginning. Now in life, again, as I stated earlier, there are people who come into our lives, and it is up to us to understand that people are sent into our life. If you grew up in a negative environment and you felt that life dealt you a bad hand, just remember that you were built to come through that. And the people that come into your lives, like I have here as my love bug, these people came into my life. These people came, and had it not been for them, I can't say that I would understand life the way I understand it today. You know, they gave me the greatest possession, and that's health. They gave me the greatest treasure, and that's content. They gave me the greatest friend, which was confident. You know, when I lived with them in high school, I got involved in so many different things, which built, you know, my confidence in certain areas, but in the mind, I was weak. And so the goal is to heal our mind, to free our hearts, and to activate change. And we do that by either becoming an earth angel to someone, or accepting the new beginning with the earth angel, the person that's been sent to your life. Because non-being really is the greatest joy. And finding joy in your life, despite all the negatives that come your way, is pretty much priceless. That's what a lot of people are looking for. A lot of people are searching for that. And so just wanted to kind of shed light on this earth angel, this new beginning. Had it not been for them, again, I don't know where I would be in life. But here's the thing about understanding people and humans. Blessings can come from anywhere and anyone. And change can come when we decide to activate, when we decide to accept everything that comes into our pathway. Now, I was wrestling with a whole lot of things in my life at this time when I met this couple. But I was also a freshman in high school. And if it wasn't for my Love Bug 6, which I shared, Love Bug 5, which I shared with ethics, again, I can't tell you where my life the path would have went. All I know is I was a young teenager, mentally troubled, you know, just had the experience of almost committing suicide. And so these people came into my life when I lost my son at the age of 14. They came into my life and they helped me understand that, yes, health is your greatest possession. Yes, content is the greatest treasure. And yes, confidence is a great friend to have, because when you're feeling low and you're all alone by yourself, confidence says, don't quit. Don't give up. And then non-being is the greatest joy, only because sometimes it may feel like no one cares when you're alone, but being alone and being silly with yourself and having the experience of loving on yourself because you've had some people come into your life that are known as earth angels. Those are the people who are rooting for you and can see a negative, but yet they believe and they pray for a positive to transpire in that person's life. Now, I can tell you, even to this day, I get text messages from Mom Benzel, and most of those text messages is, I'm praying for you, or they're text messages that, you know, just simply something encouraging and motivating. But I want to share that with you. This is Mom and Dad Benzel. And again, these are my earth angels. And because of them, I had the opportunity to start anew and understand what health being that great possession, what it meant, what content meant, meaning you have a voice, you know, encouraging me with the gifts that I had. Oh, you should be a mascot, or you should be the athletic director. And I got into all those things in high school simply because confidence really was a great friend in that moment in time, because that's something that I truly needed. And so when you come across people in your life that are kind and gentle, just remember those are your earth angels. And then remember they're sent to give you a new beginning. I want to thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Again, you were on So Casted. And please be sure to leave a comment, subscribe, and like this episode. But way more important than that, please be sure to share with someone who is battling a mental journey in their life. Remember, we're healing our minds, we're healing our minds, we're freeing our hearts, and we're activating change. And how are we doing that? We are doing that by confronting, challenging, and then breaking those invisible chains of the cycle that wanted to keep us down. We came to this earth, we had our experiences, whether they're negative or positive, but throughout that experience, if it's a negative, we have to break that cycle. And I found that it's an honor to do so. So sharing on Soulcasted, maybe I'm your earth angel and this is your new beginning, but I want to thank you so much again for listening. And the reason why we need to get this together is simply because our minds matter and is the vision of the future.